All right. A calm Sunday night in the girls' room. I've missed you. I always miss you. I always want to talk to you. And for this little therapy session in the bathroom, I was just thinking about managing expectations. I had a great conversation with my cousin earlier today, just talking about life and love and everything in between. And just talking about just where I am dating wise, like open options, whatever. But that I have to manage my expectations because I don't even technically know what I want with certain men on my horizon. Like, a part of me wants a lot of action, a lot of, the woos and the glitz and glam, I guess, of dating. But a huge part of me knows that if I do that and if it's time for that, then the other things in my life take a back seat. And this is not the time to put myself in the back seat. Like, I think I'll be ready to be in the passenger seat when I grind the way I want to grind and have the results I want to have. But it's been a little easier to like talk it through. I don't know, it's weird because I don't really have a choice but to manage my expectations because they're not being met. Which I think is probably for the best. Like, my expectations are fall in love with me immediately. That's crazy. Super doable, super possible, but what does that even mean? So like dial it back and figure out, should I even have expectations? No, I really shouldn't, but it is what it is. So I want to talk about managing expectations and just loving yourself, because that's something I was talking about today. And it feels really, really, really good to be able to like ground myself. Even in talking about it and just saying it out loud helps a lot. Because then I can just let it out. Like it's good to be able to vent, let things out. I guess therapy. And I guess my cousins are gonna be my therapists from here on out because I trust them. Like I trust family. And who needs a therapist? I think for me, I have no choice but to manage my expectations because there are some people on my radar. Like, there's always someone on my radar these days. I'm like really diving into this love era. Crazy. And my cousin's like, oh my God, like, I don't remember this about you. I'm like, yeah, I'm just tapping in. I'm tapping in again to who I am and really just like going for it. I have always been a little assertive when it comes to something that I want. Men haven't always been on my radar, honestly, like on the top of my list at all. But maybe on a night when I feel like, oh, he's cute, like, yeah, I'll go for it. But lately I had been taking a back seat, and sometimes I will in certain situations. Like, I'll take a back seat to, initiating certain things because I don't want to do that. But yeah, I like going for it. I like just like a simple hi, hello, a simple like 2-second look or a look back. Like, that's going for it because I'm opening the door. And I did that yesterday during my kind of impromptu 5K. I didn't know I was getting into. I just knew I was going to a run club super early, and it turned out to be a 5K, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm really proud of myself. Like, I actually finished it. I didn't walk at all during the run. I mean, we did stop in moments so that, we could cross the street and not get hit. But those were the only breaks I took. And I was like, who knew I could just wake up and do a 5K? Makes sense though, because I have been working out. I have been running, but I just never really gave it any thought. And I totally activated my type A dominance of just like going for it and loving myself by going up to or initiating a conversation with someone I found super attractive. Not even someone I found attractive, just a objectively attractive man. And I just like that energy, regardless of the result, what happened or what didn't happen. I like just living off of this YOLO mentality. I love it, and I feel like for me that's an expression of my self-love, because me holding back is always a problem. And so I don't want to do that anymore. And that was something that me and my cousin were talking about a little bit. Well, we were talking about life, and everything comes up because we don't see each other all the time, but when we do, it's like just the best thing ever. And I was talking about, some guys that I'm kind of possibly interested in or something like that. And how I have to manage my expectations, because people aren't really gonna meet my expectations, especially if they don't know what they are. And I'm not at the stage right now with anyone to really vocalize that, because this is the learning stage. So, in my head, I'm like, okay, if we just met and we're learning each other and we're kind of vibing with each other, I think this is the time for you to step up and to take action. And there are things that I think I want and things that I definitely expect that I have to just talk through with a trusted confidant, which is also me in this bathroom, and figure out if it makes sense. Like, I don't think it's too much to ask for like some clarity and a follow-up. Like, I'm not just some girl. Like, I'm not somebody you just forget. And mind you, I know I'm not for everybody, but if we've kind of established some interest and intrigue, then you're fumbling the ball by not being present, because I get distracted pretty easily because there are so many people out there. There are so many men out there to distract me. And lately, they've just been coming around. Like, I feel like I've just been graced by some really fine men lately, and I'm just soaking it up. I'm like, oh God, this is my season. So y'all need to act right, but nobody's acting right, and that's fine, because the expectation is for me to act right, for me to not cross any lines that I have developed with myself or boundaries, and to just have a good time. Like, I'm going back and forth on whether I want a roster or not, because then that performance is a little different than relationship joy, which I don't know that I want. And the problem that I'm having is I'm in this situation where I'm not sure what I want yet again. Like, end goal I know is there, but man, like, if I'm kind of interested in someone, I do want a little more than just random conversations. Like, it's kind of okay, because I know that with the right person, and maybe sometimes the wrong person, I will follow your lead because I'm really interested in you, and my instinct is to, follow your lead. If I like you, and I know that could compromise other things that I want to do, and the lane that I want to go in, just like professionally, personally, spiritually. So part of me is thankful for the lack of action that I'm seeing from some people where I'm like, all right, well, I guess this is nothing. That's fine. I'm not going to initiate anything. I'm doing zero, zilch, nada, nothing. Like, I'll pull up, I'll respond, I'll be pleasant because I'm interested, but it's really, decreasing. The more time is spent away and just like not communicating, the less I care. And that's really a dangerous game to play. Like, you really are fumbling the ball. And maybe you're not interested in prolonging anything, and that's fine. But it is giving me this energy of, wait a second, maybe I should have a roster, because I'm starting to feel like maybe I don't want a relationship. I don't know that I want that anyways, because again, I want to just love myself right now. And that looks a little different than being tied down to a man, because I will prioritize him, not even trying to prioritize him. I'll just want to be with him all the time. And where does that leave me and all the things I want to do right now? Because, I want to be married, but these are different joys. These are different people. So I'm just like second guessing things, or just first guessing things, just guessing in general about all this stuff. And it's being provoked in part because of the lack of action that I'm getting from at least one person in particular that I'm kind of surprised by. I'm like, okay. Your action's showing me something and I believe it. Like, I don't know you well enough to say, oh, you're not like this or whatever. I'm learning you. And it seems like you don't really want to learn me or me to learn you. I don't know. No assumptions, but managing my expectations. Like, I can't expect the world if I don't know that I want the world right now. Of course, I would like attention and devotion and initiative, but I don't need to expect that from any one person. And this is just a time for me to play this numbers game, I guess, because now all of a sudden I'm just like, my eyes are open. It's like rose colored glasses, and like everywhere I turn there's somebody I'm interested in or attracted to. And so it's good to explore that. In this way I can really weigh the options. It's like, okay, this guy's really cute and kind of just cute. Like, we don't have the most profound conversations, which is fine, because like maybe it's a good time, like Prison Bae. Like, we won't be married, but we'll have fun. And then like this guy is maybe more boyfriend material or husband material, whatever. So by me managing my expectations, because these men don't want to act or step up, which again, no expectations for them too. It shows me a little bit about who you are and what you want, but which must not be me, because if you really wanted me, you would do something. I'm not about to wait around, and I'm not about to text you. I'm not going to ask, what is this? Nah. Absolutely freaking not. So when I go outside, I'm just going to act like I did at Run Club. If I see something I like, I'm going to go for it. I'm at least just going to say hi. Ask for a name. Make it clear that I'm single, just because a taken woman's not going to do all that. And see where it goes. Like, you ask for my IG, fine. Cool, we could play that game. Let me just run up these story pics so that I'm always on your mind, but I will never text you. You text me, ask me out. This might be a fun little experiment of doing this dating scene in 2024. Like, I go back and forth so much about whether I want to play, and I'm like, I don't want to play. It's not a game. It's not a strategy. Don't want to do the dating apps. Don't want to do the first dates. Not really, but I like having the power, because when I lose that, I just lose a sense of me where I'm beside myself and I allow people to kind of run over me a little bit. And I mean, I guess not run over me, but put me in my head. And I'm like, oh my God, does he like me? I don't even know. Like, what's going on? I gotta wait. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket because then I'm a nutcase. I'm a nut job. And I'm over here thinking about you. You're probably thinking about me too, because that's the type of energy I have where I'm like, nah, if I'm thinking about you, you're trying to marry me because you're acting stupid. And I am memorable. But I just like, until you show me something and tell me something too, like I want to know without a shadow of a doubt, because you've expressed it, that you're serious and serial. You know, take some action. Like, even if it's wrong and I fold, let me do that. You know, like maybe it's not the right person, but he's taking action. Okay, cool. I can still learn something from whatever happens. I can still say, oh, okay, you know, I like the assertion on this one, but he called me a bitch. Just kidding, that's crazy. But like he believes in astrology, or like he gives me some freaking ick. So it's almost like I have one or two options. I either expect certain men to show up because they've expressed interest in a way, in a funky, unreal, unclear way, because that's just what it is, at least currently. Or I get a roster and I'm like, all right, run it up. Every single man I want to talk to, I'm going to make it happen. Like, why not? That I actually might just do that regardless, because that is how I'm loving myself. It's just I want to be taken out sometimes. I mostly just want to be around cuties and flirt and have cute conversation and get dressed up and do all of the things and figure out what I like and what I don't like. Because every date has a lesson, you know? They don't always have to be great dates and like, oh, I want to marry this man. Because I don't think that I'm ready for that. That's the issue. I'm like, marriage for me is a real partnership. And, you know, once I have a family and once I start wanting to raise kids, I just don't want to be where I'm at right now. And a lot of these men are similar. You know, a lot of them are like, oh, you know, I'll get married eventually once I kind of figure everything out. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense, because that's where I am too. But, you know, something's got to give. It's not going to be me, because I'm going to have to pop babies out. So I really have to figure out all this stuff beforehand. Because once I have kids, it's a wrap. I'm not going back to work for the man. Like, I need to have built some type of like empire or something, some type of groundwork where I can just make money and my money makes money and I don't have to go in and clock in 9 to 5 and be stressed out. Because I'm not going to let a job stress me out. Like, family might stress me out, but a job, they're never going to be paying me enough for that. And I don't want it. So that's just that. But this is really my go-to look anyways, but I want something different. I want like a wow factor. Because it doesn't look like I have much makeup on at all. What about my lips? What can I do there? Maybe something. It's just crazy that I actually have to manage my expectations. It's good, but I'm realizing I have to manage them because of what is and what's not happening. So I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get like, oh, where are you at? I haven't heard from you. I'm like, whoa. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. For people I like, it's such a different mannerism for people I'm not really taking seriously. And I definitely have at least one of those where I love a good flirt with this man. I don't take him seriously, and I don't think he takes me super seriously either. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be like, let's try something out, you know? But I'm not holding my breath on that at all, and I'm really not caring. Like, I feel like it would be fun to like hang out and go out and just whatever, just have a nice time, because that's what single people do. But I don't really care how I come off in text or in person. I'm like, oh, you think I'm into you? Okay. Whatever. You think I'm thirsty? Cool. I can't even, with guys I don't really take seriously, I don't care how they see me, because it is what it is. And most of the time, those guys end up falling in love anyways. They're like, oh my God, you reach out to me and you're not taking me seriously. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, we went out and I'm like, you know, what I really need to do is act like I do with men I don't really like that much to men that I kind of do like. Because at the end of the day, I'm always going to have someone else on my mind, so you can't take me out of my element. And that, I think, is the beauty of a roster, when you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, because if one acts up or it's not giving you what you expect and what you want, then you have someone else in your mind. So it's not really like you're holding on to someone's actions. You're not even expecting anything. You're not really thinking too deep into one person, because you have a couple. Now, for me, I have tried doing that more recently, like past college. Not even tried to, but I remember dating two men at once. Not for a long time, because I was like, I have to choose. I don't know how many women you guys are dating. I don't know if you are, but I can't go out this much. I'm out every day because I'm seeing you twice a week and then you twice a week, and I really like both of you, but I just can't. And maybe I didn't do it right. Maybe I should have spaced it out. Like, let's connect next week or in 2 weeks. But no, I was like, if you call me and ask me out and I like you, we're gonna go out. Like, let's go to dinner. Let's do all the things. It was actually kind of fun. But it ended when it needed to end. And the guy that I kind of ended up with was cool. I liked him for what it was. Nothing too serious, but I was like, why do I not want anything serious with you? This is interesting. So if I just add myself as a priority in every relationship, in every interaction I have with any man, I don't have time to start worrying about them not meeting my expectations, because they're just not going to. Not right now. Maybe. They haven't. So in this self-love era, which I am continuing to be on constantly, it's like I'm here, well, when it comes to people, I'm here, and then all the other guys are here, just laid down somewhere. So maybe you text me, maybe you don't. But at the end of the day, I'm always texting me. I'm always here talking to you, hyping you up, giving you flowers, which I need to get, and doing all the things I want to do. Like, I'm trying to grind. I don't want to be working all the time. I want to retire from being beholden. Oof, broken mirrors. Beholden to a corporation funding my life. It's just not what I want for me. And if I express interest in someone or something and I don't get it, I can either work hard for it, but if it's a man, I just gotta walk away. Because I'm gonna work hard for myself, because it's just not healthy for me. And how could you not love me? I'm freaking great. And It's like the energy I'm giving off now too. I feel like just this past week of like all these freaking fine men. I'm like, oh, the energy's out there. They can sense it. They can feel it. So yeah, I'm getting it. We'll see what happens at the next stage because I still want it to be intentional. Like I'm not just some regular smegula. Maybe I am for somebody, I guess, but then you're a regular smegula for me. And I feel like just the most cliche thing ever. Love yourself. Love what happened. And once I start really talking about the love that I have for myself these days, it's a wrap. I just exude love and confidence and all the things that I really love about this journey of figuring it out, that I want to join and I want to experience with someone else. But I'm not done figuring it out, and I need to experience people to know who's going to be the best suitor and the best father of my children. It's not a game at all. Like, obviously, I want some eye candy, and that's going to gravitate, me towards you. But I need to see how you handle certain high pressure situations and where you want to be in the future. Fine, 5 to 10 years, whatever. But what does like winning in your life look like? What would be life success and your passion? Certain things I haven't even really jotted down as like something I need to memorize, but someone did ask me what my passions are, and I haven't been asked that recently. I don't know if I've ever really been asked that. And it took me for a spin a little bit. I was like, what are my passions? Whoa. Like I'm passionate about learning and exploring and pushing myself right now. And kind of experimenting a little bit. Like I feel really late to the game in moments of just like self-exploration and making mistakes and just going for it and just YOLOing. But this is a great time for me, and I feel the best I really have ever felt about myself and the path that I'm on. Anyways, until I find therapy, I will see you in the girls' room where I word vomit all over this mirror.